All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Game of Thrones video leading up to the third episode for Game of Thrones Season 8. It looks like this one's going to be the big one, the final battle between the White Walkers and our survivors of Winterfell. Alright, I'll put the link in the description so you guys can check it out from HBO's Game of Thrones official channel for the preview for the third episode of Game of Thrones Season 8. We just have the 4 episodes left, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. So that's it, just these 4, and then the series is over. So they are extended episodes, and this one looks like it's going to be the big one. This one is directed by Miguel Sapochnik, who also directed Battle of the Bastards, The Winds of Winter, and Hardhome, which is in The Gift as well, which is another, Hardhome is another one that a lot of people really like a lot. So he's directed some of the most epic, at least the last few years, some of the most epic episodes ever done in Game of Thrones, or any series for that matter. I mean, Battle of the Bastards and The Winds of Winter were an incredible back-to-back, and he did both of them. So he did not do any episodes last year, it sounds like, I should say Season 7, not last year, because Season 7 was actually 2017. But you know, this is it, guys. This is the big one. With him doing it, that basically means you have the same director as those epic episodes. So expect Episode 3 for Game of Thrones Season 8 to be one of the most epic ever. Will he be able to top what he did before in Battle of the Bastards, Winds of Winter, Hardhome, some of these amazing episodes? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see, but it looks really good. No name for the episode yet. HBO is basically keeping even the names under wraps until they air the episode. Then they're releasing the names when you get to that point. But the preview looks incredible. Basically, we have, continuing on from what we saw at the end of the second episode, everybody standing at the ready at Winterfell. You can see Dragon coming in. I can't tell from the preview. I got to watch it back a couple times if it's the Night King or if it's Jon or Daenerys riding one. I think it's an undead dragon. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I see all this stuff everywhere. It's kind of difficult to tell. So I will have to take a closer look at that one. But I imagine we'll see all 3 dragons in this episode. We should, right? And this episode right here is probably why they did not release Game of Thrones last year. This episode right here is probably why it took them, since 2017 to actually finish the season. We're in 2019 now, and finally we're getting to see this episode because, doing all the CG and doing all the effects and stuff and making it look right, that's going to take a while. That's going to take a long time, and so they had to take their time, but now finally we've waited, and we're going to actually get to see it once and for all, right? So this should be amazing. So everyone's standing at the ready in the preview. Sansa says the most heroic thing we can do now is look the truth in the face. And then we can see a Grey Worm, and he's putting on for the Unsullied, he's putting on his helmet, which is really cool. And they're they're getting ready. And they don't show us much in the preview of the White Walkers. So they don't show us much of the Night King. They don't show us much of their side of things. But man, this looks so good, right? It's dark. You can still see it's dark out, so it looks like the battle will likely take place at nighttime, which is, it works for undead. If you see undead during the day, it's not as scary. You'd think that, they'll probably attack at nighttime. Even though Hardhome and some of those episodes that we did get to see them, some of that was kind of during the day. It was epic too, right? It was epic too. But this one looks like the battle's going to take place at night. It is an extended episode, so look for that. And man, this looks really cool. So you see everyone there. You get to see the different faces and everybody, Jorah and all the others, Tyrion and everybody. Jon says the Night King is coming. So we know their strategy, as we've discussed in the review. They're going to have Breanne try to lure him in, and they're going to try to take him down. And if they can take him down, they're hoping that basically that will, the rest of all the underlings underneath him will disintegrate. So all of the White Walkers, all of the, the undead, everybody that's under him, even the dragon, will likely disintegrate at that point. Who will it be to do it? Predictions part. I like Arya right now. I think that would be cool because she's got kind of the spear idea with the tip and everything. he probably wouldn't be able to see her coming because she's so small. Nobody would expect it. Maybe he defeats Jon in a battle, and he doesn't kill him. Maybe he injures him or something. Maybe some of the others as well too. And then maybe she kind of comes in. Maybe he kills Theon, and she comes in out of nowhere and gets him with one. So that's kind of what I'm liking right now for my prediction for how this will all go down. I do think our survivors will win. I don't think that the dead can really win this one because we still have, a few episodes left after that and Cersei out there, unless we spend the next few episodes watching the Night's King just marching, with no dialogue. He doesn't really talk much, does he? So the White Walkers don't have much dialogue. So, I'm going to predict that, Jon and the others are going to win, and Dany and Breanne. The survivors are going to win. That's what I'm thinking. And that's how I think they're going to do. I think it's going to be Arya. But we'll see. Could be wrong. Could be something else. Could be Dany. Maybe either Dany or Jon die in the process. I don't know. Maybe Cersei's the one who takes down some of the others. And this one's going to be really crazy. So, cool stuff. The Night King's coming, so he's getting ready. And we got to see a sword fight between the two of them. And that's got to be cool. So I hope we do, maybe on the backs of dragons or, undead dragon and then live dragons. Man, this is going to be sweet. And then, we have Dany and Jon. The dead are already here. So, really crazy stuff. Maybe he's discussing strategy with her because maybe she wants to take the dragons and fly out right away. But we'll have to see how they actually use the dragons because they have a defensive strategy where it's a trap, basically. It's a trap. They want the Night's King to come in and go after Breanne to do what he's going to do and maybe lure him in, and then they want to get him. So they're not going to try to beat the dead or beat their army with the numbers and how fierce they are and how difficult they are to kill. They're going to lose a old-fashioned battle if they fight that way. So they have to use some tricky things here. So maybe the discussion between her and Jon and Dany is that probably they can't just go out there on the dragons and just start, lighting the place up. Maybe she wants to. Maybe she's getting over ambitious. And he's like, no, don't do it yet. Let them come in first, and then we're going to do what we're going to do. So we'll see everything they have planned and whether or not they bring the dragons out in the field, whether they fight the Night King with the dragons 2-on-1 or something, or just how they use them and how the dragons fit into the whole thing. It's kind of like one of those, you don't want to preemptively send them out too early. You maybe want to wait until they're right at the lines have met, so the lines have clashed, right? And then maybe you want to bring them out and light it up and stuff, and so left flank and different strategies they have, to get the dead. So awesome stuff. Really excited for this. Looks great. And then we have Breanne at the end who yells, "Stand your ground," because she's kind of the leader of that left flank faction there, which is really cool. And man, it really looks amazing. So can't wait to see this episode. I mean, this is it, right? This is the it should be the most. It probably, if it's done right, if everything goes according to plan, which they had the time to do it right, it probably should be the best episode of the series. It probably should be the most epic episode we'll ever see because, Cersei, that'll be a cool battle after with the Golden Company, but we've been waiting to see. The White Walkers are introduced at the very beginning of the series. They're introduced in the pilot episode, are they not? With Eddard having to behead the guy who leaves the Watch. This has been coming since all the way back then. And, to get to see that, such a threat and everything with the Night's King and with the dead is going to be really cool, man. So I can't wait to see this episode. That's my predictions, basically. I think it'll be one of the most epic episodes ever, maybe the most, even though Ramsay was a really good bad guy, too. And, our good guys eventually will win here. There'll probably be some casualties, like I said, Theon and maybe either Jon or Dany and, some of the others too. And then eventually, and there'll probably be more casualties in the Cersei battle after that later on. So we'll see who's left standing when the whole thing is done. But I do think that our good guys will win. And my big prediction is that, and again, not spoilers because I really am not. Sometimes people think, Trev, no, I'm not privy to any spoilers. Seriously, I don't read spoiler sites for Game of Thrones at all. So I don't know. I don't even know if there are spoilers. I hope there aren't. But if there are, I'm not privy to them. Just thinking like, okay, based on the setup here, Arya with her weapon that they focused on, probably the one to do it. Could be wrong. We'll see. Maybe it's Jon or Dany or one of the others, or maybe Breanne somehow. I don't know. Beats him in some kind of Professor X mind battle or something. I don't know. We'll see. That's true. He does have the wheelchair and everything, so that's kind of fun. Three-eyed Raven, Professor X character. So let me know. Speaking of which, you've got Sansa, of course, playing Phoenix, so that's cool. If you guys like the video, please don't forget to thumb it up below. I really appreciate it, guys. The thumbs up really help out. Keep me, doing the videos, doing what I'm doing here, and the likes, shares, favorites, subscriptions, everything. If you wouldn't mind to subscribe, I really appreciate it, and thank all of you guys who do subscribe. Hope to keep on the channel going, and hopefully eventually next year or the year after, the Game of Thrones spinoff will be even half as good as this is. Let's hope. So that'll be it for this video, guys. Send me your questions for the Q&As this week. We'll do at least one Q&A video for Game of Thrones leading up to what should be the biggest episode in the history of the series, episode 3. And I'll see you guys again soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. See you guys.